welcome into the preview show presented by Toyota. I'm Alex Weaver, and I'm now going to be joined by Jonathan Merryman. Jonathan, a heck of a show that Charlotte Motor Speedway put on. It was 4 races, nonstop racing action. It looked good to be back in Charlotte.
I haven't gone to sleep yet, Alex, and I don't plan on it because Bristol is this coming weekend.
Yeah, Bristol is always going to be a good show, and we start to think now that teams, are getting back in the groove, getting back in the shops, getting set up, and now these original races that we were kind of expecting, or we can at least plan a little bit in advance, are starting to show up on the schedule. Bristol Motor Speedway is always a fun one for drivers on that short track. So what can we expect for the last Great Coliseum?
It's hard on equipment. It's hard on a driver between the ears, and it can be hard physically. A lot of G's at that racetrack. It's really a triple threat. You have to be on it, and there is a reason if you look down the list of winners that the same sort of people win at these racetracks all the time. You look, Kurt Busch has a bunch of wins. Kyle Busch is good there. Denny Hamlin's got wins there. Joey Logano's got wins there. Really hard-nosed guys who are really, really good at what they do at the top of the sport. You just don't go to Bristol and win. You got to go to Bristol and beat the best of the best. It's going to be a crazy race. I think, maybe the shutdown equalized some things a little bit. How long will it take some of these other guys to catch back up? We really haven't seen anything like this heading into a Bristol weekend. So, anything can happen at this place too.
Bristol has tended to be renamed to Busch lately because they tend to dominate there with Kurt Busch and Kyle both being so good at Bristol. So can we look to the two brothers? One's in a Chevy camp, one's in the Toyota camp. Can we look to them to possibly get in victory lane at Bristol?
Yeah, I think if you're going to give one the edge, I think you have to give it to Kyle. I know that they haven't been running where they've wanted to this season, but when you get to Bristol, I think there's some things that Kyle can do inside that race car that maybe make up for something that may be missing on a setup. He's that good there. But, Kurt's got a ton of wins there too, and let's not forget, just a couple years ago that I think Kurt put the bumper to his little brother and nudged him and got by him and got another win there. So I think some things have to change in that Ganassi camp a little bit. I think Matt Kenseth gets settled in and they get some more feedback. I think it'll benefit the one car as well. So I just don't think that they've reached potential in the Ganassi camp. Or I don't think they'll reach it as soon as Kyle Busch and Adam Stevens will.
Well, it will be interesting to see because I think it's basically just going to be how much car you have left intact when you actually make it to victory lane. So who are you going with Sunday night?
Last week, Wednesday, I took Truex and said Erik Jones was a sleeper pick at Charlotte. I don't think he's a sleeper pick at Bristol. He's a full-fledged front runner. I think Erik Jones could probably pick you up quite a few spots on your fantasy team.
I think that's a good pick. I'm staying in the Young Guns. I'm going to go with the 12 of Ryan Blaney. He likes Bristol. It's one of his favorites on the circuit. So I'm looking at the Team Penske driver to get it done.
We'll have to wait and see. And something about that 24, I don't know. William Byron's name's sticking out in my head too, but I'm not going to lock him in. I'll lock in Jones.
Yeah, what a good win that would be for the Willie B camp. All right, so we're racing at Bristol at the last Great Coliseum. We are heading to the East Tennessee Mountains in the NASCAR Cup Series coming up Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Don't miss it, and we'll see you guys right back here before we head to Atlanta.